Well, hello. I just had to stop my other recording because I got a phone call. So this is going to be the question and answer part of the 8-week challenge that we are doing is for nutrition since we didn't get to do the seminar. Um, don't really you don't really have to pay attention to this because some of it won't apply to you and you won't want to listen to it. But if you're listening to this, while you're making food or prepping your meals or something like that, uh, kind of just pay attention and hear something that does apply to you, just pop up and kind of listen in. Hopefully, we can get this done in under an hour. But basically, what I'm going to do is read the questions you guys sent me and answer them as best I can to my knowledge. So, without further ado, here we go. So, first question: what is a healthy, low-calorie, high-protein breakfast option for someone who doesn't like eggs? There's plenty of them. You got men's bread and women's bread. You can buy them both at Whole Foods. They're both really high protein. So men's bread has probably for two pieces, uh, 15 grams of protein. Women's bread has 14 grams of protein, I believe. Um, they're made from a bunch of seeds and flax, and the women's bread has cranberry in it as well. That takes a little bit of getting used to because you think bread and you think this soft chewy thing, and that's not exactly what they are. So I always toast them. Um, but you can take those, put some almond butter on there, put some organic jelly or whatever, just a little bit, and you got something that's got about 20 to 25 grams of protein. If you juice, you can add a juice into that, and then all of a sudden now you got your breakfast. It's about maybe 500 calories, uh, and then plus the juice. So you've got a pretty healthy breakfast there. Uh, if you want to use a little bit less jelly and less almond butter or peanut butter, then you've got a little bit less calories as well. You can do things like Greek yogurt. You can do things like cottage cheese, which are both pretty high protein. If you don't like dairy, obviously those are out. But I tend to think I don't like breakfast food, so I tend to think why do you have to eat breakfast food for breakfast? Why can't you eat chicken? Because you can. Why can't you eat salmon? Because you can. Why not just make a regular meal be your breakfast? It doesn't matter that it's not quote unquote breakfast food. So you have plenty of options. Sorry, I just shook the computer. You have plenty of options. Um, so don't just stick with the traditional breakfast food theme. Next question is what types of snacks do you eat during the day? A lot of people get stuck on like granola bars and protein bars and all those sorts of things like that, as processed foods. You can just as easily put in some vegetables in a plastic Ziploc bag and some hummus, and you can take that, and that can be a snack. You can just as easily take in, things of Greek yogurt. You can just easily take a uh, container of cottage cheese. So your snacks don't have to be limited to something that you unwrap and eat really quickly because you can just unlock the Ziploc bag, take out your carrots, take out your celery, take out your broccoli, whatever it is, dip it in hummus, all of a sudden you got a snack. So think outside the box and think outside of wrappers when not, like Tupac, but like wrappers like that you unwrap. So think outside of that when you're looking at your snacks. What type of snack should I eat before a workout and when should I eat it? 30 minutes before, 1 hour before. Uh, General rule is the further away from your workout, the more that you can eat. So if you're eating something that's, an hour and a half before your workout, you can eat a pretty substantial meal. You want it to have a little bit of carbohydrates in it, a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat, just to provide you some energy for the workout. If you're starving before you work out, how much effort can you really put in that meal or really put in that workout, right? So if you're starving and that's really all you're thinking about, how do you focus on the workout and how do you actually give it 100% if all you're thinking about is, oh man, I really want to eat, I really want to eat. So with that being said, the closer to your workout, the less you want to eat and the less proteins and fats you want to eat closer to your workout. If you get, let's say, 30 minutes before your workout and you're like, oh, I forgot to eat, right? Grab something like a piece of fruit or something like that, just so it's not going to clog you and like keep you down during your workout, especially if you're doing something really high energy, like doing the Airdyne or doing fitness camp or TRX or anything like that, eventually what's going to happen is if you eat too much, you're going to feel that in here and here and here, and you're going to be like, whoa, I shouldn't have eaten that. So the closer to your workout, the less you want to eat. Um, let's move on from there. Um, main, hey, my main question is about the quality of calories. If I truly want to firm up, what should my breakdown be of protein versus fat, etc.? And does having a drink ruin all the hard work? Woo-hoo. So the breakdown of proteins versus fats versus carbohydrates, there's all kinds of uh, different ideas about that, and different philosophies and different beliefs. So some people are like, oh, you should have no carbs in your diet. You should have, this. Your diet should be paleo, so it should be all proteins and fats. Your diet should be 40, 30, 30, and there's all kinds of that. Um, it's a matter of the quality of the foods that you get in. So I could have a diet that is, you know, mm, let's just say it's 35, 35, 30, right? 35 carbs, 35 protein, 30% fat. As long as all of those are great sources of each one of those things, I'm not going to have a problem losing weight because my body's going to need all of that as long as it's quality. Um, we can tweak it with that stuff, but I think people get too much into the, oh, I'm only at 34% carbohydrates. I need to get 6% more for my whole day to be right, which is not really the case. I mean, eventually it all evens itself out, and you'll use what you need to use as long as you are being active. So when you get such a low percentage of fat, that's when we kind of run into problems. So if you're sitting down there at like 15% of your daily calorie intake is fat, that's when problems will arise, and you're not going to lose that body fat, and you're going to wonder why, because some of that fat you actually need. Um, but anyway, next question after that. Uh, I wouldn't worry too much about the breakdown. I would just worry about the quality of the food that you're getting. Um, and does having a drink ruin all the hard work?